we're live on YouTube. Same questions. Okay, we're live on YouTube, right?
Yeah, I'm just pasting all the questions now. Yeah.
Okay. So if you're on YouTube, hello, welcome to our TNT. We had an awesome TNT this morning with a lot of questions, but we couldn't answer them all. So we're gonna continue answering them right now. So if you haven't watched our TNT this morning, it's probably on our YouTube account. You're gonna find it there. It's TNT 272, right? And yes. Now 272 part 2. So let me see. I think we don't have anyone new right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we need to split in rooms since we have not that many people. Actually, I gotta go. I cannot attend, but wish you a good talk.
Okay.
Okay. See you.
See you. Have a good lunch.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, guys. So we're gonna do right now. So you guys probably know we're talking during the whole week about sexism. Okay, especially how did it affect women in all the areas, professional life, personal life. Even here on TNT, if you have ever experienced any bad experience, you've had someone calling you when you don't want to, someone is keeping sending messages to you, even if you don't want, you can talk to us. We are here to have a safe talk, okay? You guys have to feel safe to talk, to express your opinion, to be respected, and also to be respectful, okay? And so let's keep talking of what we were talking today. Philip just sent us the questions. Only a few of you were here this morning. So I think do you guys think we should start from the beginning or just continue?
I think we didn't have time to answer all of the questions because there were so many, you know?
Yeah. And there was a lot of things to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Guys, good afternoon. I was not here in the morning. I was not able to join you. And I just checked out my Telegram and I saw that there was this new meeting. So I hope that I can join the middle in the part 2 and be able to participate in stuff.
Sure. So as we don't have a lot of people that were here this morning, let's do the following. Ju, can you see the questions?
What question? The first?
All the questions. Are you seeing them?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. So please choose one so we can talk about.
Okay, let me see. I choose the number 8. Why does only moms are asked about the child behavior?
Okay, great. So why do you guys think? Why are only moms called about their children behavior? Why does people think that only the mom has to raise the children and not the father? You guys want to start talking or do I have to call someone?
Under pressure.
Yes, I can try to answer. So I think because it's a kind of a stereotype of obligation, you know, that the moms needs necessary to take care of the children, just, you know. So I think it's more or less this way.
Yeah. In my opinion, it's a kind of cultural thing because in the past, for long years, the men, they were used to go out to work and bring the money to the house, and the women, they used to stay at home and taking care of the kids. And for all these years, still have this idea about I give you the food and the money, and I bring the money, and it's your responsibility. Educating the kids, you stay at home, just do it. You know, it's a kind of cultural thought.
And we were raised like this, right? Since we were children, our mom and dad told us that we should do it like this, that boys have to work, boys have to play soccer, boys have to bring food to the house, and the girls should cook and take care of the babies and raise the children and do laundry. Well, how do you guys feel about it? Especially one, how do you feel about it?
I think it's cultural, like you said. When we are a child, we usually receive gifts like clothing stuffs or dolls, and the boys received like cars, something to your building. So I think we grow up with this, and it's difficult, but I think we need to change it and say to the girls they can be engineers, for example. So it starts at house. The parents or relatives need to show that we can be everything we want. Is not because our gender, and that's it, my opinion.
Oh, I totally agree with her. Who else wants to talk? What do you think, Wellington, about this?
About the question, I guess it's about the eighth question, or about what you asked.
Yeah, about question number 8. What do you think about only moms being called about their children behavior?
I guess it's like Ju and Endel said before, it's something cultural. We are educated just like that, and people still only do that against women, asking for. I guess this meeting, it's a proof of that. We are trying to make this different. We don't ask, but now that we have some kind of understand about this, I guess we ask here when this is men or women, but the other people just do as they was raised, and think there is obligation of the women in society. They have to raise the children. Say Jesus, sorry.
Okay, guys. So yeah, it's cultural, as you said, and I think that women are associated with the affection on having children. Like they have to be mothers. You know, every woman they have to have babies and stuff like that, things like that. You know, and the man is more like a distant figure, the provider. You know, and it's like a social model that women and men have, you know, socially, I guess. In some countries, they have this kind of thing that's strong, you know. Women have to be like that, and men have to do a different thing, you know.
Exactly.
That's it. What I'm saying. Thanks.
Yes, I agree with Giza. I think that they compare us, the society compare us all the time with animals, that we just exist to procreate. You know, if you don't procreate, we will be judged by that. And when you procreate, it's just a responsibility of the mother to take care of their children. So the men are raised to not believe they are responsible to have children. They are not. Teach how to do the household chores and a lot of stuff, and they are teach to not listen to us. For example, I'm a white person, so when a black person talk about racism with me, I'm just listen and acting like a, how can I say, a gado, just saying like uh-huh, uh-huh. So we need to listen more and be more empathic with the other, you know. So I'm loving this topic this week. It's really good.
And it's what you said is a very serious thing in our society right now, because in many societies, in many cultures, and in Brazil for a long time, we had this idea that they had this idea that women's just to have children, you know, and sometimes even when they had girls and not boys, the dads would be mad. And do you guys think that it helps today because uh, the children are totally taken as a mother, uh, what is the word? Mother obligation to raise them. And we have, like, the numbers show that in Brazil we have right now 5 million children without a parent at home. 5 million children without a parent on their register. That they don't even know who's their parent, who are their dads, you know. So do you guys think this idea, this sexist idea, help this to get this part? We have these many children without a dad right now.
Yes, I think it can be can have a relation, you know, because I maybe in the it happened that as children is because something casual happened and the men don't assume it, and everything is in the views in the account of the woman. So because the sexism, because she's pregnant because she she is no, that's her fault, you know. So I think it's the being with sexism in mind is in some case affects this thing that you already said.
Yes, it's just like this. Does any of you guys want to say something else? Serena, it's quiet so far.
Yeah, it's because I'm having lunch at the same time.
Oh,
So I just cut my camera. But we're still talking about the question 8, right?
yes.
Yeah. I would just like to add something about what you guys said. You know, why do only moms are asking about the child behavior? Because that's what we learn. And the funny thing in our society is because usually we teach our kids to follow the gender roles, you know, women cooks and etc. And when I brought this thing on Monday, I asked about because when a man does everything that is related to the gender roles for women, he is seen as such a hero. What doesn't make any sense at all, you know. It's also your kid. You have to the obligation to parenting. You know, it's not only the mom. And I give the example of chefs. Cooking is something that we always learn that the women in the house has to cook. But the most famous chefs in the world are male. So something is wrong, you know? And we have to stop to teach these kind of things to our kids. It's not healthy, I believe.
Serena, sometimes I feel the sense that I have to be better than men every single day. For example, when I was a child, today I'm still playing video games all the time. I love to do that are things that are used to be common to just men. So play football and a lot of the stuff uses slangs, you know. So I raise with the sense that I have to be smart or smarter than them, you know, because they treat us different, and I have to defend myself with this all the time. So I don't I don't like to give space that they treat me like just for the way that I look like, you know.
Yeah.
So I have the sense that I have to be better, that I have to be smarter, and it is so terrible. Um, I saw sometimes someday a writer that was talking about racism, that they say that racism affects all the society because they affect the black people in all levels, but they affect us like white persons in our minds. So we reproduce that as a cycle. So that is really terrible. We are sick. We are like sickness. We have sickness in our minds, and we can reproduce that. That is so really terrible. And I was thinking about this phrase um, every week when I read to. So it's something like I see a little bit closer that sexes too.
Yeah, I think that we create a imaginary competition and women can never win. You know, men will always be better. Doesn't matter in what. That's the point.
Yeah, they have like a self-esteem so higher, but yeah, yeah.
I think I want to add something to what you guys said. The She talked about racism, and it looks like sexism because we. I just want to show you guys this right here. It's a phrase that a black famous woman said when she was giving an interview. I saw these days, and I forgot her name. Let me just take a look at her name here right now. Is from Toni Morrison, and she says this. She says this right here. If you can only be tall because somebody is on their knees, then you have a serious problem. If man can only feel complete, can only feel cool, can only feel a hero because there's a woman doing all his chores, everything he's got to do, then we have a serious problem. You guys got what I tried to say right here.
Yes, I really like this sentence. It's really, really nice, and it shows exactly like this kind of competition Serena said. Because like man has been always on advantage. So that's exactly what this sentence is about.
There's no competition if women aren't allowed to compete. You know, so as I said, we created a competition, but women aren't even allowed to compete.
I was watching the Serena meeting on YouTube, and it was a good point about the chef being real woman. Uh, say everybody says we cook better, but don't have a woman on the top of chefs. So how we will show for little girls that her can achieve this top, but we don't have examples. We don't show. We don't. The society don't show examples of women in high levels, and we have many women uh, power in the science, business, but we don't have space to appear. So it's difficult to change if we don't show to the society. So just a point was very interesting the meeting.
Yes. Does anyone want to add something else to this? Okay, so let's go for another question. Kelulin, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can you choose a question for us right now? We already discussed 8, so we have another
Okay.
9 questions.
Let me see. I think it can be the second question. Why women are so affected by sexism? Why is it still affecting women?
Great. So let's discuss number 2. What do you guys think? Why women are so affected by sexism, and why is it still affecting women?
Oh, well, one thing is that they feel deeply affected because it puts them in a like an inferior position. So when you talk about men having higher salaries than women, this is like sexism, right? So they might be affected by that. That's just one thing.
It is as well.
Yeah, I agree with it. And we are so affected because we know that we are able to do a good job, give good results, for example, for the place where you work. And just for the fact that you are women, we don't have the same opportunities than the men about salary, about benefits. And for example, when you have baby and when you come back, 50% of the women they don't keep their job because they are fired. You know, there is a very bad situation about only we being women. You know, for example, the place where I work, there is a lot of situations where when I'm in a meeting and I'm the only woman in the meeting, you know, all other members are men. And why that? For a long time, we had only one manager in the company, just one woman in the company, in a high position, you know. And after that, we had two, and now one of them were fired, and we have only one again. And there are more than 30 managers and one woman. Why that? You know, we have the same knowledge and we are good in the things that we do, but we all still have this behavior about the men. They are better in high positions and manager teams and stuff, you know.
I do understand. And this idea is so wrong, right? what differences a man from a woman if we're talking about managing? Because the best professionals I know are women. So what is it still affecting? Makes that big difference that makes me say, oh, I'm gonna pay 10,000 to João, but I'm gonna pay only 5,000 to Ju, but they're gonna do the same work.
I think this is related exactly with the definition of sexism. You know, when men think they are more able, more intelligent, more capable, more everything. So if you have a person that you believe there is not that much, so you're not gonna invest that much. Doesn't matter if she is. The society doesn't care. That's the point. And they always use the shitty arguments like, oh, but women has more, you know, has license when she gets pregnant, or women is more propense to missing a day at work because of the kids. And that is exactly a lot of things wrong. First, she needs the license when she becomes pregnant because it's biological. And the idea that women can miss a day in a work because of the kids is a simple example of sexism in patriarchal society. They believe that only the mom have this obligation. So they treat us like that, you know? They put us a belief and say, oh, I'm gonna treat you like this because I believe that you are like this. And sometimes you're just not. But they are not open to see that, to reveal that, to rethink that. They are just so comfortable in your position of power. It's you know, if I have the privilege, I don't want to give up of this privilege. That's what happened. That's why happened in this case and any of those case like that. You know, it's the mentality they have.
Yeah, I agree with Serena. It's while men is still getting the higher positions, they will still choosing men to get this to apply to these other positions, and this cycle still happen. Um, Yesterday, one person in my room said that he works in a company where only men can get higher positions. It's a Japanese company, and a colleague on my job didn't get a position because she's a woman, and they say this to her. They say, you dressed very well and you are a woman, you cannot have this position. And I was what asking for her. I couldn't understand how this happened, but what's so, you know, disgusting, unexpected. um, I guess while we men still being the position of power, this is still will be happen because, as Serena said, they will not give up on the privileges. And about the rising child too, something I would add, it's while women need more had more time of license, I don't know how to say, but licença maternidade, and men less, this is still being happen. We have to have equal times because, for example, in civil engineering, when I was studying, the price of hour for a woman is higher than a man. So they choose hire a man than a woman because of this license. But if we have the same for both, you could change that. So the laws do this differentiation too.
They not only don't want to give up their privilege, but they get offended when they see a woman try to be something different from the expected, from the stereotype. You know, if you're not the feminine, the model, the good mother, the housewife, or whatever, you are not good. You doesn't matter how much you work, how much you study, doesn't matter. If you're not pretty, if you don't shave, you don't you wear makeup, if you don't have the stereotype, first, you are not women enough, and second, you are two women to the job. So, you know, it's two things that happen at the same time. You're never enough. Never. Like, never. Doesn't matter what you do. It's never enough.
If you, I like what you said. If you were two women to do some things, and not woman enough to do some things, what is the right amount of being a woman? You know, because I don't want to hire a woman because I'm gonna have to pay her license when she gets pregnant. But I don't want to raise my children because I'm a man. It doesn't just make sense how it works.
I don't want to hire a man to be my secretary because I want a pretty face to receive my clients at the first door in my company. But I don't want to have a woman as a boss in my company because, you know, she has to be the pretty face in the door, not the pretty boss. You know, you can be both things. And I don't understand why is that, you know? It's like crazy. Makes no sense at all.
I'd like to add something about it. Fortunately, some companies they are changing this kind of behavior. For example, in my team, we have a really mixed team. Have women, have men, and I have men that they take care about their kids. That's really good. And sometimes they ask me, hey, Ju, I need to go out early today because I need to go to the school to solve some issues about my kids. You know, the man they said it to me. And we also have some women that they have kids and they don't need to go, and that doesn't affect their results, you know, because they have the support of their husband. So I know that we are far to solve this sexism problem, but we already have some uh, changes in behaviors. You know, it's not all bad. We have some guys that make some things and some women that don't. They care. They can. Uh, have a good opportunity in the company. I'm talking about the place where I work, okay, guys. I don't have this experience in other place, but there where I work, the things are really good about it, except for the high positions that, as I told you, that we have only one manager for years.
Yeah, I agree with you, like that we can see changes because, like, in my opinion, changes start with exceptions. And there are some exceptions like men that raise their children and everything. And like I agree with, like, society is not fair, it's not equal, but we can see a change. Yesterday, a man from my group, he said that he on 1997 he worked in a bank and women couldn't work in that bank, like they, but now it has changed, you know. Of course it's not equal, but we can see some changes, and
Yeah.
it's not easy to like change a whole society from one day to another. It's not easy to change like the thoughts for of everybody, like literally everybody from all over the world. So I'm happy to see that it's changing, you know.
Yeah.
At least we can see some changes.
It's hard to be equal, but for example, in this group, if you are discussing about it, we are making some change in some person, you know. Someone will change about this conversation. At least if you can change the world, we can change the world around us. The people that live around us, you know. It's a change of thoughts, a change of behavior and feeling.
I agree. The change, it starts around us, in us, and then around us. I don't think Suellen said something, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry. And Del and Anna, if you guys want to add something as well.
Yeah, I think the girls talk a lot about it, and I agree with everything. We are affected all the time, all the time. I had a bad experience. For example, I work as a photographer and sometimes a video maker, and I was doing a big concert here by Nação Zumbi. I think you know, guys, this band. And I have the bracelet to
Yes.
all access. So because I work for the produtores from them, so I can go to the backstage, to the stage. So when I went to the stage, there are some musics they are recording, they are making videos. Another team was there, and the guy took by my arm and tried to uh, put me out of the stage. And when my husband go to the stage, he didn't do that. I pass through this all the time. People like uh, make something bad with me because I'm a woman. You know, I feel that. I know that. It's totally different. I see my husband doing the same thing because my husband work with me, and they don't do anything like that. So it's really, really bad. So affect us like that. We feel sometimes I feel fear of them because I don't know what they're gonna do with me, and sometimes I don't even care. For example, I did a box and a lot of stuff because I feel fear of men sometimes when I work. So I learned how to defend myself in this kind of situation because it's happened sometimes. So I believe that it's not happened with me. For example, you said that she's the only woman in on the meeting, and I'm gonna say that probably happened when she said something. Some men will interrupt her. This is very common. It's like they take to us our world, our just our speaking, our speech, you know. So that's affect us when if you born as a woman, it will affect because it's a structure. It's like a racism. Some people said, "Oh, the racism do not exist," but it's a structure, and I believe that is change. This discussion is so important, and I believe it's change, but we have a lot of things to change and few knowledge about it.
That's really sad that we live with this for our life. Who of you guys, girls, have you ever felt fear about only strolling on the street and suddenly a guy appear in front of you? You know, we feel fear about it because we don't know what will happen if you are alone and someone happens, a guy or a man happens, a man have fear, you know, what he will talk with me, he'll try something. It's all the days in your life. The same feeling. I don't know what you girls feel about it.
Yes, for example, if you think well, one man is walking the street at night, so he maybe has a fear of anyone stole his cell phone, for example. But we girls, we have the fear of anybody violate our body, some violence, not just the cell phone. The cell phone is the minor problem, is not our body. Something happened with us. So have this difference of fears in that situation, like you said.
So I want to add something. Oh, I guess it's changing, but I feel like baby steps changing. Why are we discussing about this topic? Like you have brought something up. I guess something happened with the group. I don't know, but you can see many attitudes towards women that are really disrespectful. You know, at the workplace, I think most of us have gone through the situations. So yeah, it has been changing, but baby steps changing. You know, I don't know if you agree with me.
As you guys said before, we can see changes, but they're gonna happen at baby steps and little by little. And it gets me really sad because uh, I have two sisters, two older sisters, and my mom, they raised me. I had no dad until I was 8. And I don't like to feel insecure. I don't like to fear something. I don't like to feel that something can happen to me. And to men, it only happens sometimes. I cannot imagine how it's like for you to feel it every single day and every single moment. So I'm really sorry that this happens, and like really hope that there's a change in the near future, you know, because I don't like to feel this way. I wouldn't like my family to feel this way. And I think nobody should feel this way. I think security is a right, everybody everybody has the right to feel secure. So yeah, I think that's it. Just got me really mad. And we were supposed to talk about like mental health, women mental health, and we went to another way. So last question I want to make to you for the girls is number 6. Have you ever recognized, have you ever felt or realized that your mental health was affected by sexism? Did it affect your mental health sometimes, like this insecurity feeling, or like Medium was saying, the imposter syndrome? That's when you feel that all your achievements, everything you have done, it's not because of you, it's because some man helped you. How does it affect your mental health, Rose?
Yeah, I can talk. Okay, go on.
You can okay. I definitely felt this way, like insecure and everything, because as Serena said, we always have to be better and better than men, and it's never going to be enough. But about this, I don't know the name of the syndrome, imposter syndrome. I never felt this way. I think everything I have conquered, it's because of my effort. but I definitely feel like that what I have conquered is less important than what some men or boys have conquered, you know.
So, yes, affected when I was a child. Uh, I felt so sad when I needed to do the household, and my brother was studying because we study music. We used to study music together, and I I felt that I need to practice my cello, and my mother told me that I have to do the household, and my brother stay in her bedroom just study. So it's a little things. Of course, it's a kind of my personality to be affected by that more than another women's. I believe that because I'm a human. We are human. We are different. But I didn't usually like that. In the job sometimes when, for example, as I said to you, and it's affect me. I don't feel like comfortable. I don't feel free to do my job as the way that I think. I have to be careful what I'm gonna do because I don't know how people is gonna treat me. So that's affect a little bit my job. I have to change the way that I study. I have to study more in less time. You know, I have to change a lot of little things about my life.
This is pretty usual, because I don't do home office, but sometimes I just spend the time working at home. And I spent, I don't know, 15 days in my home. And this happened a lot. Like, oh, you need to clean the bathroom, you need to wash the dishes, and you need to feed the cat. And I have a brother, and he can just stay there. Oh, because he's working. Okay, but what am I doing? I'm also working. He also lives in the same house. He eats with the same thing. So, what is the problem? If for one day he washes the dishes, he cleans the house, and it's very complicated. Also, in college, when I was in college, uh, that happened a lot because I remember a specific example when I was doing work in a group, and the professor gave me the minor grade in comparison with the other people in my group because the grade was not individual, but mine was different and was less. So when I was asking, like, what the hell is going on here? The people say, oh, he usually do that with the girls because doing that, girls have to go alone in their office to complain about it. And I say, oh, no way. And the worst part is some people get to me and say, oh, when you go there, make sure you be pretty, and because that will make easier for you to get your grade better. And I say, what the fuck? No way. So it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's like, what? Yeah. And it's very complicated, and that mess you up, it change your mind, makes you less comfortable and everything. It's crazy.
Can I say something? Do you still have time?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Serena, like I have a brother, right? I have a twin brother actually, and we were raised differently, Like I remember when I was young, my he used to go, he used to play video games with some boys, and I was not allowed to do so. And by the first time that we had to drive, I wanted to drive, and my mother said, "No, he's the one to drive first because he's the man." I was like, "Yeah, and like we had this kind of different upbringings. And by the first time that I like decided to live by myself, my mother cried a lot. She was like, "Oh no, you're leaving." But my brother, he lives in São Paulo, lives by himself, and everybody's happy about it. But if I do something that it's comes off as more independent, like to them is a shocker, because he's the man, he's supposed to be independent. He's supposed to be like that. And I am not because I am a woman, you know. This kind of a
And I'm not complaining about that I have to do stuff. I think everyone should learn to do stuff, how to wash your dishes, do laundry, to go to the grocery store, and everything. I think everyone has to learn that. But for us, there is this extra expectation about that.
And I mean, if the man is supposed to be, as Jesus said, more independent, right? To go live alone earlier, to leave for college and grow in life, like in their mentality, a man doesn't need a woman to do nothing. A man is complete by himself. But he doesn't know how to do laundry. He doesn't know how to wash the dishes. He doesn't know how to keep a house clean. So, as you guys said, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I was raised with two sisters, two older sisters, and I mean, if a normal guy like in this mentality is raised with two sisters, he doesn't need to do nothing, right? They're gonna clean the house. No, my mom would beat. Excuse me for the expression, but my mom would beat the shit out of me if I didn't help. In fact, us boys, me and my brother, we would have to clean the house more than they do because my Baiju. Thanks for coming. Hope.
Hi guys, sorry for interrupt you. I wouldn't like, but thank you. See ya.
Yeah, bye. So my brother and I, we were raised cleaning the house because my older sister would work to help with the house, and my other sister, our sisters raised us. So there's nothing more natural than to help.
Sorry.
No, keep talking.
And if you really think about, it's not a help, you're just splitting the obligations because you guys live in the same room, and you help when you go something that is not related to you, I believe. So I think it's kind of funny. I don't particularly care about that. But if we really think about it, it's not a help. You are not doing any favor. You're doing what you expect to do. It's something there is, something that you can do. It's not, but we are creative with the idea that when the man does something, oh, he's helping, he is the superhero. What a good father he is when he changes diaper. He's helping the mother. What the fuck? Like, no. See, it's pretty cool, but if you honestly think about it, it's not actually a help. It's more like splitting the obligations and stuff.
Yes, and sometimes I'm married, and sometimes they make a confusion about we are uh, our mother. Like I have to ask them to wash the dishes. I don't have to ask him to wash the dishes because I don't ask him like when he wants to eat something. Do you understand? If you eat something, you use a plate, you use a fork, a knife. It's something for me natural. So I don't. It was in 1 year ago because I'm speak a lot with him. I said to him a phrase that I love so much, that be the change that you want to see in the world. So because he's a very good husband for me as a human. So, but he, of course, he is inside as me too, uh, in this structural sexism. So it's natural for me speak with him. So for me, it's natural to try to show them a different point of view. For me, it's the right point of view. And I said all the time to him, like, look at me as a human. If you are in a house with two friends, you need to help them too. It's normal. Like, don't see me like your wife and nothing like that. It's normal. It's really getting better. This change is making uh, a lot of difference in our lives. And this phrase too that I said to him all the time, because he loves to talk about races with his friends. And I said to him, you can do something so close to you, that is split the household with me. You can be the difference. You don't need to uh to find this in so far, you know. So we can do a lot of things around us to change the world, and we don't do most of times. There is something for me too about the other things. So it's my kind of thoughts about a lot of things.
And I think that the first thing that we all can do about that is talk, you know. It's talk with our partners, with our siblings, with everyone. Oh, there's a person behind you. Hi, person. And and it's talk. It's not that hard, you know. It's easy actually when you have the conversation like, oh, I can do this, but can you do that for me because I have other stuffs? And it's also have the good sense to notice and perceive the other person, as Suellen said. You know, it's not because he's your mother, he has to do everything for you. You are not a baby anymore. You are capable to do something. And sometimes we project our parents in our relationships, especially men who project the mother in the wife in a straight relationships. They expect the wife to do everything, and it's not fair, I think.
It is.
But I don't judge if you like it.
It is. My dad went to the US, stayed there for 7 years, sent some money, like to birthday parties and gifts and stuff, and went MIA for 7 years, then came back and wanted to change everything, wanted to continue everything as it was. And he changed, my mom had a grocery store, he changed it into a bar because he liked bars. And my mom kicked him out of home. He wasn't helping, so it was like, okay, you got the store, I'm gonna get the home, fuck off. So yeah, I mean, you guys already know it, but it's uh, you don't have to bear anything. Your girls are strong, your girls are beautiful, your girls can conquer the world if you want. Every woman has the power to conquer the world. Everyone has the power to conquer the world. And it's not fair that we deny this ability to some people just to feel better with ourselves, to raise at cost of other people. And I would like to stay talking to you guys like the whole day long, but we already passed 7 minutes for more time. So there's anything else you guys want to add before we go? Who run the world? Girls, exactly.
Yes, it is.
Endo is quiet for a while now.
Just listening, learning.
We've learned a lot. So now let's get information. Okay, it's already becoming an army right here right now. We have a girl squad. Okay, if your goals are building an army, just know that I support you. Okay, I want to be friends with you. I want to join the army to help. Okay, please don't kill me.
Only if you don't stay in our way.
Pum, pum.
I feel threatened here right now, so I'm gonna end. Guys, thanks for coming. If you're on YouTube watching us right now, please come to TNT. We want to talk to you. We want to hear your opinion. And that's it. Subscribe in our channel. Please keep coming. It was great to talk to you guys. And please answer the feedback form that's going to be sent to your email. It's probably there right now. So please answer the feedback so we can know what you guys want to talk, what you guys like, what you guys don't like, and how is TNT going. Okay?
Okay, I'm gonna say thank you for this kind of topic. It's very important. It's very important to men to discuss too, because they are part of a society. And yes, that is. Let's do this every day. As Serena said, it's simple. It's just talk, but we need to be patient and talk more every single day. So let's continue talk about it all the time and take action on.
So that's it for today. Thank you guys for coming. And we see each other. We have a TNT, an English TNT, tonight at 8. Right? Let me just check here to make sure.
At 5 p.m.
Oh, sorry.
Bruna Marola.
Ooh, with Bruna. Bruna brings some cool topics, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it for today. Two days. Sorry,
There's
it's me and someone else.
There's a lot of ojis.
Yeah. And see you guys. See you guys at 5. Okay. Bye.
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 Corta a live.
Ah, vai
Pelo amor
acabar.
de
Vai.
Deus.